Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Alicia Dreaming and this is the review for part 5 of the Obi Wan Kenobi show. And what an episode it was. Like, oh my gosh, please sign out and or just like put my video on pause and go watch it and then come back and we'll talk. Because this episode, like, oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a few things I need to discuss. Like, I have some prepared comments, but then I found out some other stuff, and I'm just like bursting. I can't wait to talk about this. So lots happened this episode. We got lots of flashbacks, and I appreciate that a lot. I really do, because as you know, Darth Vader's been under the helmet and his whole like black disguise and stuff, and we don't really get to see Hayden and Ewan McGregor interact, but we did get to see them in the flashbacks, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to be too how should I put it? To be too happy about the flashbacks, because the de-aging process, I feel like, takes away, like, the CGI that they use for it takes away a little bit of their facial expressions, and I feel like little things like the little micro expressions kind of were lost, and it's a lightsaber fight. So honestly, there's the de-aging, there's a lightsaber fights, there's a lot of CGI going on in those scenes, but like, honestly, I was just like, I was a teenager again watching the prequels in the theater, and I was just like, I felt so happy to see them together, and like sad because I know it was coming afterwards. But I just really love those scenes, and I love how they were juxtaposed, and I think Deborah Chow did an amazing job of directing the. I mean, she's done an amazing job this whole series, but I feel like she's, I don't know whose idea it was. Maybe it was just the writers, but like, she's just doing a great job. I think she's really giving if Ewan McGregor doesn't get nominated for an Emmy or Golden Globe, I will be so upset. I will be so in arms, because he's doing an amazing job, and I think I've always thought he was a great actor, but like, I feel like he's really brought this kind of gravitas to the role, that I feel like a lot of people didn't feel like he was gonna be able to age up into Alec Guinness, kind of situation, because Alec Guinness was like such a classic actor from the golden age and stuff. But anyways, okay, so I also wanted to talk about okay, but with the other flashback scenes, because there's like two flashback scenes going on at the same time. There was Obi-Wan reminiscing about Anakin, um, and training him and knowing exactly what moves he was gonna make and how to trick him and how to bait him. Really, that was great. That was amazing. But on the other hand, we finally get to see Reva's backstory. And like, it was hinted at before that there was a lot of fan theories, and I was trying not to pay too much attention to fan theories. I just kind of just want to absorb the show as it goes. But this is the week of diving into the fan theories, because I had seen some fan theories that maybe she was a youngling. Maybe that's how she knew that Anakin was Vader, because that's something that Palpatine and Vader don't want a lot of people to know, because then they'll know that Palpatine is had engineered the whole thing. I mean, it doesn't take too long to figure that out. So I was really glad that we got Reva's storyline, and I feel like it was just so heartbreaking to see baby Reva scared at the temple, And I'm really glad they didn't show too much of baby Reva hiding with the bodies and like pretending to be dead. Because I mean that's traumatizing, and I think it would have been too much for like a little kid actor to have to do that kind of acting. You know, I think that's just too traumatizing. But like that whole scene where you can feel her terror and like, and yeah, like I'm ashamed for Anakin and I'm angry at him for having done that. But like a lot of people kind of try to dismiss Anakin's evil ways when when he turned and like saying he had no choice, or I don't know, like there's just so much villain apologia, like, and it's just it's frustrating because like I see that like people who love Kylo Ren point back at Anakin and his turn into Vader and say, well, it's just in them. It's just something that's a part of them. And I'm like, no, it's a choice, And like seeing Anakin through the eyes of a youngling was like just cemented the whole situation for me that like honestly he needed to die in Return of the Jedi. He needed to die for his arc to be complete. And a lot of people were like angry when Kylo died in the sequel trilogy, and I'm like, no, it's not a real redemption arc if you don't have them die. And it's not, I mean, it's kind of a flimsy redemption arc because Vader, we know, mass murders people on like a huge scale, and like he's not solely to blame for Alderaan, but he was Palpatine's right hand guy. So anyways, I'm getting out of the episode and talking more about like redemption arcs and stuff. But now I think it kind of does matter because Reva's character arc, that she, like, it's not clear whether or not the Inquisitor had known, because I can't remember which one it was, if it was the Grand Inquisitor or one of the brother that's painted white, because there's two painted white guys, but like one of them is the Grand Inquisitor and the other one was the brother. And I feel like some of them might have known that she was a youngling or suspected, or I just want to know how that happened, like how she got out of it and how she got accepted into like how she got accepted into an Inquisitor status. Like, how did that even happen? How did that jump happen? Because like she was little and they would have had to train her. Like, she doesn't look any older than 10 and the flashbacks. And so it's just it's interesting because a lot of people, there's so much hate online and it's so hard to like get actual meta like discussions and theory discussions because like there's just so much crap about how people, like, I don't even want to show the tweets, but I will put them in the description, but I'm not going to bother putting them on the screen because I don't have OBS working right now. But like, okay, so there's people being like, oh, this is a Reva show. This isn't even a Obi-Wan show. And I'm like, it is an Obi-Wan show because his character has changed a lot from the betrayal that Anakin did to him. And I feel like there has been rumors about a Reva show, and I think that would be amazing. I would watch that in an instant. I would like binge that, like, oh my god, I'd be like the biggest stan. But because I feel like Reva's story, this single-minded tale of revenge, is just so intense and awesome. And like we have other stories like that in Kill Bill where a woman seeks revenge and stuff, but we never ever get to see like a woman of color have her revenge arc, you know? And I feel like it's about damn time. And it's like, I feel like we need it more than we need an Ahsoka show, to be honest, because they can't really do much with Ahsoka at this point, because I'm pretty sure her show takes place after the death of Vader, and it's just, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the Ahsoka show, not just because I don't know where they're going with it, but also because Rosario is a transphobe. So there's that. So like, yeah, but I feel like Moses Ingram totally gets what she's supposed to do. Like okay, so like I have trouble stomaching Obi-Wan and how he not tricked Vader. That's fine, he's tricking Vader. But he kind of like fed Reva to Vader, you know? Because like he kept telling her that, oh, we can take them together. We can do this together. And then, but like she played her hand and didn't have Obi-Wan's backup. And it's like, it was so heartbreaking to see that. Like, honestly, I was so angry at Obi-Wan for not having Reva's back. But at the same time, we know that it can't go certain ways because he can't kill Vader and he can't die just yet because we have the originals in the timeline that can't be decanonized. They can't retcon them, right? So I mean, it's just it's so, it just broke my heart seeing Reva betrayed by Obi-Wan and then stabbed by Vader, and then the way that they were talking to her and then left her for dead. And I just like, I really honestly hope that she has a future, because I was thinking, and this is just purely fan theories, but I was thinking that it would be amazing to see her in the Cassian Andor show, because like if you line things up, you know, there's like a good 10 years before Princess Leia gets snatched by Vader, and before, you know, and all that stuff with Alderaan being blown up and stuff. So like there's 10 years of her being able to like track him down and like pursue him and help the resistance. Like there's so much that she could do. She's got so much potential as a character. I love it. I would like to see more of it. But yeah, so it was just an intense, and I've gotten so far off of my script. So let's see what I haven't talked about. Okay. Oh, Tala. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I wanted to cry. I knew she wasn't gonna. I knew she couldn't possibly be like a major character for too long, because they have to invest us in some people and like kill other people off. And it's like, I was expecting I don't know. I mean, they kind of set her up to die, because like she had already burned her bridges with the Empire, and she was pretty much of no use story-wise, except to die and be a sacrifice for Obi-Wan. But I hate seeing women die on screen, especially women of color. I hate seeing people of color die on screen for a white character. But hers was especially sad, because I feel like she could have gotten away, and the droid that was protecting her could have held the bomb, you know, kind of thing. It didn't have to go that way. It's a choice, you know. It's the whole Doyleist and Watsonian dynamic, where Like, yes, it made sense that she has to die to keep Obi-Wan alive in the Watsonian dynamics, but in the Doylist, that was a choice that the writers made, that they chose to sacrifice Tala. I mean, they could have had her lose her legs or something. Maybe, I don't know. It was just very frustrating, and I totally, totally wish we would have had more Tala. I really liked her arc, and I feel like we had a great opportunity to see someone in the day to day Empire. Like, that's something that we've never really seen, the Empire being portrayed from the eyes of a resistance fighter, you know? And I know she's just part of the path and it's not technically the resistance yet, but I think that it would have been nice to see her join up with the resistance and everything. Because I know right now she's mostly centered on path. She was centered on path, but anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts. And this episode, oh my god, this video is like 16 minutes long. I am so sorry. I've just been rambling, but please let me know what you think. What you think about my fan theories about Riva and how I would personally love to see her in Andor. What are your thoughts on all this misogynoir surrounding her in the fandom and stuff? Like, I hope that article, I'm gonna link it in the description. I hope that article is right and we do get it announced that we get a Riva show. That would be great representation finally. But yeah, just let me know. I mean, I could talk about this for days and I won't, but thank you for watching. Bye.